Greetings and welcome, my friends. This is Heavy Metal, an Azorius Synthesizer deck with a new way to kill the opponent. We've come packed with plenty of ways to trigger our factories, along with a way to gain life for every robot overlord that enters play on our side. We have the tools to play the game the regular way, but we also have the tools to end the game in one turn. Let's get in there. We're playing the full set of Case of the Uneaten Feast, the 1-mana enchantment that will gain us a life for every one of our men that enters play on our side. It does have an ability that lets us sacrifice it to be able to play out men from our grave. 3 steps ahead is the Swiss Army knife of the deck. It gives us 3 excellent options. The best one of the 4 is the copy function, which lets us copy any artifact we have in play. We can copy one of our men as well, but copying an artifact is usually the best option. We can also counter any spell or use the 3rd option to dig for cards we need. With enough mana, we can pull off multiple modes. Cryogenic Relic is a 2-mana artifact that gives us a draw when it enters and when it leaves play. For 2 mana, we can also sacrifice it and add a stun counter to a tapped enemy. It's a great way to slow down a big attacker, and the card draw can help us find more of our weapons. Perilous Snare is an artifact removal. When it enters play, we get to exile any non-land permanent. The majority of the time, we're probably using it to snipe an enemy, but it does give us the option to take out other annoying permanents. Unidentified Hovership gives us the power to abduct enemy men. Once they're on board the hovership, they will never be seen again. If the opponent manages to destroy a hovership, they will get to manifest dread, but they will not get back the enemy we abducted. It is gone for good. The Synthesizer is our key card. Even though we have a new way to take down opposing life totals, generating robot overlords is still effective and strong. The Helm is here as well. In this deck, we do want to generate as many tokens as possible, and the full set of the Helm will help us do so. Whenever we generate a token artifact, the Helm will give us a map token along with it. It's the map tokens we're looking to build up, as those help boost the stats of our robot overlords, and we can crack them to pull lands off the top of our deck. The extra map tokens will also be great once we can fire off a Mirrorform, but more on that in a little bit. Dauntless Scrapbot is a small body that will exile an opponent's grave when it enters. It gives us a chance against decks that like to build up their grave and use it to their advantage. Scrawling Crawler is a secret weapon and part of our kill package. The crawler hits the opponent for a damage every time they draw a card. On its own, the crawler won't do much, but we're looking to make multiples of this little fella. We can use a 3 steps ahead to make a token copy, then use a helm to make even more copies of the crawler. On each of our upkeeps, the crawler will draw us and the opponent an extra card at the price of 1 life for the opponent. It's in multiples that this becomes painful, and Mirrorform can give us instant copies of the crawler for the perfect amount of pain. Elspeth is a powerful planeswalker that can generate tokens for us and will double the amount of tokens we generate. Double the robot overlords, double the map tokens, and double the copies when we copy with 3 steps ahead. Her 0 loyalty ability can give our men a boost in stats, as well as the flying ability. Her -3 ability can be used to snipe an enemy with mana value 3 or more. We're happy to have the token doubling, as that will give us a huge presence on board for when we fire off our Mirrorform. Mirrorform is our big gun. With it, we can turn all our permanents into copies of any non-aura permanent we control. We can turn everything we own into a synthesizer. But mostly, we're looking to copy the Scrawling Crawler. With multiples of that guy in play, we're likely to end the game on our upkeep. But we can also fire off the Mirrorform at sorcery speed if we have enough permanents in play. This is where the extra map tokens from the Helm come in, and it's also the reason we're playing the full set of Helms for the first time. We definitely want to take advantage of the Helm's map token production to make a pile of tokens before we fire off the Mirrorform for the win. For lands, we're playing 2 Fountainport, the special land that lets us generate tokens or sacrifice them to draw cards, 2 Restless Anchorage, the Azorius Man land, 4 Meticulous Archive, the Azorius Surveil land, 4 Floodfarm Verge, the plains that becomes a duel when we have a plains or island in play, 6 Island, and 6 Plains. Playing the deck is rather simple. We spend the early turns playing out a case or a relic, and we can use the relic to slow down an early enemy. Generating robot overlords is still a great way to take down life totals, so an early factory can be very powerful. Use artifact removals to cut down on enemy squads. The life gain from the case can often help us stay in games longer, and maybe even long enough for us to deploy our Mirrorform weapons. A Mirrorform on a crawler at the end of their turn could easily end the game. But using it on a factory when you have ways to trigger the factories could generate an overwhelming number of robot overlords. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games.
Do you want to play a game?
This is the destroyer of his own trousers. Keep your pants on, bro. This is a family show. We're kicking things off with a 4-lander. We have a case, a snare, and a crawler. It's not the best hand, so we'll need some good draws. Keep your pants on. They say hello, so we'll give them a wave back. They play out a Magda, and while it doesn't do much early, it could be dangerous later. They send it, and those will be easy damages. They play out a lantern, but it's not much use against us. It's a nice ornament, bro. We draw a factory, and we'll go ahead and play it out. They have blue mana, but someone playing Magda is likely not playing a lot of counters. On top, we have a land and a helm. We will want a 5th mana, as we want to be able to play out the helm and activate it the same turn. We'll keep both, and in that order. They hit our factory with an abrade. Our primary weapon goes down a hole, and their Magda will give them a treasure token. They play out a detective satchel. I have never seen one get played before. It's a nice man purse, but I'm gonna pass. We'll have to go with our snare this turn. We can't let Magda run us over. We hit our 5th mana, and it's decision time. We could play out a crawler or the helm, or we could keep our mana up. A crawler is a great choice, as we can then copy it with 3 steps ahead, and then use the helm to make more copies. They activate their man purse to make another 1 flyer. It's going to be a death of 1,000 stings. The crawler survives to see our next turn. We'll get an extra card, and the opponent will also, but it'll cost them a point of life. This is the turn we'll copy up the crawler. Let's send it. They hit our crawler with another abrade. You gotta love how they're able to draw all their destruction. Now we could counter it, or we could make a token copy of it, but we do have a second one in hand. We'll hold tight. Let's play out the second one. In the face of more abrades, we'll do it. Their fanny pack is putting in some work. They play out a candy trail. It's not a problematic card, but it is more fodder they can sacrifice to make more men with their handbag. For some reason, they hold back. That's 0 damages to us and a missed opportunity. We draw another crawler. All we need to do now is draw a Mirrorform and make a pile of tokens. The woman purse makes another mosquito. That's a pile of men they're building up. They fire off a removal, and we'll take the risk and make a token copy of the crawler. If they have another removal, we could have a problem. But they don't, and we get the token. They play out a pickaxe that will slightly accelerate the damages they're dishing out. They play out an unable to scream on our token crawler. It's not a removal, so that's fine. We draw a second case, which will help us stay afloat in the face of their growing team. We'll follow up with our third crawler. This is kill or be killed. 2 men enter, only 1 can leave. They send it, and this time we'll activate our manland and use it to block the equipped skeeter. They play out a second man purse. Those fanny packs can end up being rather annoying. They even play Heritage Reclamation. That's amazing. We draw a relic, but the first thing we want to do is make a token copy of our crawler. Then we can play out the relic. And that gets us 3 steps ahead. We're actually behind, so we're not really ahead at all. They equip and send it, and again we'll activate our manland and block up. We'll keep making token copies and let our crawler team build up. They fire off a bounce to foil our plans, but this is something we're depending on if we're to stand a chance. Let's counter, and we'll use the third option to draw a pair of cards. That's a Mirrorform we drew. If we can get to the point where we can fire it off, we might be able to get them. We could send it, but let's not risk losing a crawler. They have their saddlebags. They can activate at the drop of a hat. They make another pair of skeeters, and we'll use our relic to tap 1 down. If we hadn't, they'd have lethality. They couldn't muster up another point of damage and drop us down to 1. As long as they don't have another removal, we'll be able to Mirrorform our board. They have nothing but colorless mana up. Let's Mirrorform and get a pile of crawlers. Even with their artifact destruction, we managed to pull it together. That's going to be GG's, extra crawler cheese. Shout out to Mirrorform for showing up on time. This is Paddy Wagon in zip code 41376. We get a shuffler special this time out. We do have a relic which can get us a couple of extra draws. It is a risk, but we will try it. Keep your hopes up. They hit us with a tactics right off the bat. Any of our artifacts are fair game. As long as they don't take the relic, we'll be fine. They take the snare. Maybe they don't know how important that relic is going to be to us. Whoa, hold up. We drew a man land? Let's go ahead and play it out first. They play out a bat, as long as they don't take the case or the relic. They take the 3 steps ahead. Looks like they're concerned about having something countered. We draw an Elspeth, which could help combat the life we're about to be losing to their bat. They play out another bat, and that's likely taking Elspeth. On the bright side, we still have our pants on.
There's a bright future.
They play out a Leyline of the Void. That's their whole turn for something that's not going to matter. Our Surveil land shows us a Verge on top, and we'll bin it. We still have a pair of lands in hand. We'll go with a Scrapbot, and with any luck, we can use it to fire back. Get in there. They fire off a Betrayal, and that will take out our Scrapbot. At least we're not facing a fast clock. We've still got time. We draw another land. We're well ahead on mana. This time we'll hold what we got. They tap out for a Bloodletter. It could be a source of pain as it will double the damages we take. They send it and we'll be able to take advantage of their mistake. Let's fire up our manland, and we can block the bat that has Elspeth. Oopsie poopsie, bro. Should have kept it in your pants. And with the 2 mana we have left, we'll use our lander token to fetch out another land. Let's hope we stop drawing so many from here on out. They give us the GGs. It's over, is it? I was about to play Elspeth out, but the Hovership could do the job as well. But then again, Elspeth will draw fire where the Hovership cannot.
The real battle. Your reckoning has come.
They hit us with the negotiations, but we have a land we can afford to lose. They play out a stoppable slasher. That guy's goose is already cooked. He just doesn't know it yet. They go after Elspeth, which is what we were expecting. Our Surveil land shows us a relic on top, and we'll keep it. We'll play out the Hovership and abduct their bat. We'll get our 3 steps ahead back, and their bat is gone forever. They fire off another negotiations, but we'll fire back with a copy of our hovership. We'll abduct their stoppable slasher, and we'll be free to get in for damages from here on out. They can't stand it and scoop it up. Let's get our GGs in before we can't. This is Emoticon. No wait, it's Emu Shun. They feel for all emus. We get another Shuffler special, and once again we have a relic to give us a pair of draws. We'll give it a shot. Keep your pants on. They play out a Smelf, but we can't tell what they're cooking. We draw a third land, which is excellent. We'll still go with our relic. Extra draws can improve our situation. They play out a Twitchy Doll, another mana guy. Surely there will be a cub and a tapeworm in our future. We draw a crawler, and that will be our play. At the very least, we can slow down their Smelf from coming in. They tap everything to play out a doubling season. That could be very bad news. We draw a second Elspeth and a Mirrorform. We've already got a crawler in play, and now all we need is a pile of tokens. We'll use our relic to tap down their Twitchy Doll. It's only for their next turn, but any time we can buy is time we have to set our board up. They play out a second Smelf, but we're still not sure what they're cooking. There's the tapeworm we suspected they'd have. Now that is going to be a problem. We'll play out Elspeth, and we can use her -3 ability to take out their tapeworm. We can't let them keep it.
So long as we fight, your reckoning has come.
They go with a Nexus of Becoming. That's an odd thing to see out of a mono-green deck. They send it at Elspeth, but we need our crawler. We've traded our Elspeth for their tapeworm, and that's completely fine. A 6th land would have been nice. But we have our second Elspeth to play out. We'll get a pair of tokens, and we might have enough permanents to Mirrorform our way out of this one. They play out a cub. That's another card we suspected they'd have. They follow up with a Vitality. Now all their men tap for mana, and with a cub in play, that's twice the mana. They're shooting themselves in the face. The crawler is making them pay for drawing cards. They send it, but it looks like they are dividing attacks. Some are coming at us, and some at Elspeth. We'll block up enough to let Elspeth survive. We need an untapped land, and if we don't get it, we'll need Elspeth to keep making us tokens. We draw a plains. We've done it. Let's drop it in, and then we can fire off our Mirrorform. We haven't seen any removals from them so far, but if they have one, this would be the time to use it.
I welcome all allies.
That's 6 crawlers, and they're at 5 life. That's more crawler cheese and GG's. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.